incident even took place? What was the heat about?
It just, in hindsight, like I said, you know, like the Philly Indy Wars, like I said, was like ridiculous bullshit, and you wish didn't happen. The same thing with JBL. You know, I went up there the first time in '98, and I was the new guy. And you know, when a new guy comes in, they test you. And I'd already gone into WWE. You know, like when I first went there, you know, guys pulled me aside, be careful. You know, like Shane, be careful what you say, because you know, don't get too close with people, because you know, if you say something, you know, people use that to bury you or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's all good advice. You know, people were giving me going in. And I had always heard, been, you know, warned about like Bradshaw, JBL. You know, there's rumors, and I don't know if they're true or not, but you know, I was a fan of his. I liked him from his days in Global, when Global was on ESPN every day. It's like, dude, man, that guy's like a throwback to Stan Hansen. I like Stan Hansen. You know, he's a good. I like that. And WWE brought him in, and you know, the great Dutch Mantel was managed him. I was like, fuck, I like that gimmick, you know. It's a fucking throwback. You know, and my buddy Scott D'Amore did a match with him, and my buddy Scott, you know, didn't have favorable, well, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but, you know, he gave him a good, like, boot to the head. It made the sound without him doing the, you know. Huh. But, the heat stemmed from me going there. I don't know if it was a combination of hazing or just testing me, but it just seemed I could not do right. Even when I was doing nothing at all, but just sitting there. I mean, we'd be on the flight, and you know, did you ever have the feeling you know somebody's talking about you? They're referencing you, but they're talking about something else. And there's like certain, I can't even remember half the shit, but like he would say things, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's totally talking about me, right? And it would be like a lot of mental shit, but in the ring, you know, me and Gilbert worked the Acolytes. And even before the match, fucking Ed Ferrara comes up and goes, I'm sorry you have to work them. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm walking into, but he's making me even more fucking worried, you know, apologizing for it. He's like, I'm sorry that you're working them. You were just the last two guys we denied. Then they booked you with the Acolytes. I was like, okay, and you know, I mean, it was rough. You know, I mean, I've been stiff before. I'm used to people being snug, but you know, fucking Gilbert blacked out twice during the match, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, and it's shit in the ring, you know, shit in the locker room, shit on flights, just, you know, shit's being said about you, but you don't want to fight back because, like I said, I had a mom and a grandmom to support. And when I left WWE, I had an interview, I think with Buck Woodward, or either Buck Woodward or Mike Johnson. Right. And they're like, oh, what did you think about your stay with WWE? I said, I loved it. Had a great time. I got to see the world. But, you know, the only down point was Bradshaw was a bully. And just saying Bradshaw was a bully became like the grapevine. Did you ever play that game in school where the teacher tells somebody in the first desk something, he's got to whisper to the person behind, well, for the people at home who haven't played. The teacher will go to the first student, whisper something in his ear. He's got to turn and whisper to by the time he goes to the 30 fucking students in the classroom, it's morphed into something totally different. And I think that's what's happened. And I think, you know, me just saying JBL was a bully morphed into something totally different. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Jasmine had something to do with that. Because for whatever ungodly reason, like if you watch the One Night Stand DVD with the alternative commentary from the balcony, when I come out, he goes off on me, but he also brings her up. I'm just like, I'm watching the paper. I was like, how's he even know?
Right.
I'm with her. Why would he bring her up? Yeah. So I don't know. Like I didn't know shit was being done to Francine. Well, I knew about that. I told her something. Like, I didn't know shit was being done to Danny Doring. I didn't know it was being done to Kevin Kleinrock. I'm sure maybe I don't know what the fuck she did, but somehow I had heat because of her. Because, I mean, if you watch the DVD, go bang, you're a fucking porn star. Why? I'm like, oh, where's that coming from, you know?
Right.
In hindsight, because I went and got the DVD and just watched it. But we go to the ring. Well, the heat stemmed from that.
So did you know going into the match or the angle that there was heat there, or no? You had no idea?
No.
Okay.
After I left WWE, I had gone to a show in Philly. I went to maybe a SmackDown taping in Philly just to say hi. And JBL was there. I was like, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And we shook hands. And,
right.
And then the day of One Night Stand, we're in catering, booked catering, and we're sitting at the same table. We're standing right next to each other. You know, it's not a word. Like, you know, when I went up to Francine and Danny Doring, they told me to fuck off. You know, hey, fuck you. Which, you know. But, hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Meanie. Hey, Brian. How you doing? Like, oh, yeah, things are cool. And then we go do the deal. We practice the deal. And they want us to, you know, the jaw jack. And we went down there. We fucking jaw jacked. You know, it was all improv. You just fucking pick somebody out. Hey, you stink, and you, and oh, I hate you. I'm going to beat you up. Or whatever.
Right.
Whatever you fuck you say off the top of your head. So we go to do the deal, and I'm standing there, and we're facing off with WWE guys. I'm doing, you stink, blah, 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 blah. And I look at him, I go, what, you know, I said something about his cowboy hat.
This is during rehearsal, right?
This is during the live
okay.
thing. Like, I said something at rehearsal, and then, like, when we're doing the live event, you're just saying whatever. You're cutting a promo.
Okay.
Because we're about to have a fucking Royal Rumble. We're about a Royal here.
Right.
We're about to go to blows, so. And then, like, I said something. I went back to one of the WWE guys. I'd look, and he's, like, just looking at me like.
Did you know he was drinking all night, too, or no?
I did not.
Okay.
Did not.
That is true, right? He was drinking all night up in
Well, yeah, you hear him on the DVD.
Okay.
Not that. I mean, I worked with Sandman, so I mean.
Right. But it's just kind of odd that WWE allowed that.
Right. Which I had no clue until I watched the DVD. But
was WWE even aware, you think, that he was drinking? Or was he just doing that on a kayfabe?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I have no clue. I honestly do not know. But I'm doing that. Yeah, you stink. I'm gonna punch you and blah, blah. And I turned and you know John's staring at me like this, and I went, "Oh shit!" So I was like, "Fuck." You know, maybe I said something bad about his fucking. I don't know. So the fucking brawl breaks out, and there's somebody I think I already fucking talked about doing a pre-planned thing. Because one thing Raven taught me, or not taught me, but he said something in passing once, you know, it always kept in mind. Like, we were watching the Royal Rumble one year.
Right.
Raven was like, you know, I always thought or planned, because I don't know if he was ever in the Royal Rumble, but he said if I was to ever be in a Royal Rumble, I would pair off with somebody, so when I come in the ring, I'd do something big and spectacular to get the crowd to go, woo. So that stuck in my fucking mind, so when I did my Royal Rumble appearance, you see me come in, and before I even went out to the ring, early in that day, I paired off with Tiger Ali Singh. I think that was the name. Tiger Khan, or Tiger Singh. Tiger Ali Singh. I was like, dude, when I come in, I'm going to slide and put the boot to me, boot, 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 shoot me off, I'll duck your clothesline, give you a clothesline, and the crowd should go, woo, and then we'll just pair off with whoever.
Right.
So I keeping that in mind at the one night stand thing, I'm trying to think of who. It might have been, I don't know if Doug Basham was there or one of the guys who I knew. It's like, let's pair off. Let's do something. So Taz and Angle start doing their thing. I'm pairing off with who I've paired off. And somebody got in between us, but I worked it around so I could get back with the guy. And we're just going to do blows, back and forth and trying to make it look whatever. And then I fucking feel the hammer come down the back of my fucking head. Not only was it on the back of my head, but it was where I had 8 staples put in from the Hardcore Homecoming show. So my first reaction, I grabbed my fucking head and I spin around. And then, excuse me, I'm sorry. I spin around, it's Bradshaw, it's JBL. And he fucking punched me. I'm like, oh, fuck. And here comes another shot. So I was like, fuck, I ain't going to just stand here and fucking take it. So I tried to get... the best way to lessen anybody's blow is to get in closer. So I got in as close as I could. And I grabbed them around the fucking neck, and I started fucking throwing punches at his face, throwing punches at his ribs, and I'm not going to fucking just stand here and take it. And he does the whole fucking hockey jersey thing where he puts my fucking shirt over my face and like fuck. And somehow we got split up, and I grabbed onto somebody. It's like, fucking Bradshaw just shot on me. He's like, what? I forget who it was. But I'm standing in a corner. And fucking Chris Benoit comes over. He comes up and looks at me in my face because I'm fucking bleeding. I don't know it yet. I'm fucking bleeding. And Benoit's like, because I don't know if he thought I went, Bradshaw just fucking shot on me. And he fucking walks off. I didn't see where he went. I went up to Tracy Smiler. I was like, fucking Bradshaw just fucking... I'm telling everybody they're coming up to me because they thought I bleed. I was like, no, fucking Bradshaw.
This is behind the scenes now?
This is in the ring.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
As it's going on.
Right.
People are like staring at my face going, what the fuck? I was like, he just fucking did that.
Right.
And it just became a fucking blur. But if you watch the tape, you see Sandman fucking put the can around him, and Tracy Smothers comes up and Bubba pulls him out. But and then we did the whole deal with Austin and Bischoff, and they bring in the tub of beers, and I grabbed one beer to drink and one beer for my fucking eye. I'm just like, okay, woohoo! I did not steal horse it. I didn't call the cops or nothing like that. Beer right here, beer in the mouth, and then so what the fuck? I didn't come here for that. I came here just to have a good fucking time and see some friends and do the deal and go home, And then people start powdering off, and they wanted to have the last 2 people to be in the ring was, Tommy and Beulah. So I powdered off. I took off my fucking shirt, swung it, threw it in the fucking crowd, come up the apron, up the aisle. Go through the curtain. I get to the gorilla, and John Hayes goes, what the fuck? What the hell up your face? I said, JBL shot on me. What? What the fuck would he do that for? I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
And I said, dude, he's never liked me when I was here the first time. He bullied me, blah, blah, blah. I said he was a bully. I just gave him the whole fucking lowdown in like 30 seconds right there. He's like, that's unprofessional. We don't do that here, blah, blah, blah. And I take a couple more steps because he thought I bladed. I think Vince thought I bladed.
Right.
Which I don't blade. I did maybe once or twice in ECW, but I did that to continue the feud between the BW, me, Nova, and the FBI, because there was a period where it's BWO versus the FBI, and I told Paul, I was like, hey, we've been doing these matches, but just to give it a little bit extra oomph, a little bit more, meaning. How about they just jump us one time? I get a little kind of, no, I don't bleed. I'm the comedy guy. I don't bleed. So maybe the fans will be like, holy shit,
Right.
It'll be a shot. So that's the only time I've bled in ECW. So Johnny thought I bladed. Vince thought I bladed. I said, no, absolutely not. And I explained what happened. And then, you've been to the Manhattan Center. You go through the curtain, there's the aisle, there's a hallway that goes up to that steps for dressing rooms, and then there's another one for another set of locker rooms. And Gorilla was right at the end of the hall with the monitor. And Vince was there with his glasses and watching the whole deal. And Bradshaw fucking comes this way. He goes, "You talked about me on the internet, said I was a bully." I was like, dude, I was just fucking stunned. You know? I mean, all the times, you know, I mean, he was tight with me in the ring. You know, it was never that fucking brutal.
Right.
And somebody got in between us. "You talked about me on the internet."
Was Vince still there at this point?
Yeah, but somebody got, Johnny and another person got in between us. I didn't see Vince for the rest of the night because he was staying at the Gorilla. Johnny took me by the arm, took me down to where the catering was, and they had their doctor stitch me up. And he did a fantastic job because you can't even fucking see the thing anymore. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I'm just trying to make sense of it all. And he's stitching me up. And out of nowhere, fucking Bradshaw kind of walks into the catering. I'm just like, you know, I'm getting stitched up. I'm like a security cam on. I'm just fucking following. And I go up. I was like, let me go get changed or whatever. And fucking one of the Hebners comes find me. Because they already gave me my payoff. But they're like, look, here's an order. They threw me a couple extra bucks because that shit wasn't supposed to fucking happen. And then, and the funny thing, not funny thing, but the weird thing is like after the whole thing happened, I'm getting ready to be taken back to go to the fucking doctor. There's a line of fucking boys, like a gauntlet of guys, and I'm walking through, and they're just looking at me like with this look on their face, like holy shit, like, and like, what the fuck happened to you? You know,
right.
Mick was there. Nova was looking at me. A few other guys were like, what the fuck? And I got showered, I got dressed, went home. We got in Finnegan's Finnegan Mobile, headed back to Philly, to which they said they were thinking about fucking stopping off at a hospital and taking me directly to a hospital because they said
concussion.
They thought I was that bad. And it's like that thing, you never ever have that thing where you hear music too loud and you take through headphones, you take them off and you can hear, but everything's like, ooh.
Right.
It's like, ooh. And my head's fucking throbbing. We stopped to eat and I could barely order. I might have been concussed. I don't know. And the sad part was I came home, went to bed. I got up the next morning and I came downstairs and my mom saw my face. And I'm her baby boy, you know. Oh, Brian, I love you so much. And my mom was just like, fuck. And that's where I was just like, fuck this, you know. I kind of got mad. And that's why I started doing these. I started going off, like, writing blogs about it. And just, the blogs were more like therapeutic about it, but I was fucking pissed. And I'm writing about it, and, you know, and I had a couple guys go, oh, what, you never been stiffed in the fucking ring? I'm like, they're being stiffed in the ring, and they're just being fucking assaulted. You know? Right. It's one thing to be stiff, but if I'm out there expecting to get hit, and I'm expecting you to throw a protective shot. So, I get a call from Tommy. And then, Meanie, it's Dreamer. We want to bring you out to California. This has nothing to do with the JBL thing. I'm like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I get to, it was in Sacramento.
Yep.
4th of July weekend. I remember that because when I was leaving the arena, fireworks were going off in the distance. I was like, oh, cool. So I get to the building. Johnny Ace, I get there, and, you know, I say hi to all the boys. Hey, good to see you here. Well, you signed? I was like, no, I'm just here. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Johnny Ace sees me. Hey, yeah, tonight you're working Bradshaw. Trimmer's like, yeah, Meanie, this has nothing to do with Bradshaw. First thing out of fucking Johnny's mouth. Yeah, you're working Bradshaw tonight. Fuck.
I can only imagine that.
Fuck! You know, I was like, yeah, you do a smudge, you hit the moonsault, you pin him 1, 2, 3. I went, does John know this? Does JB? Yeah. Or whatever. And I was just like, whatever.
Do you have anxiety issues at all, ever? I mean, if this was me, I would have had a major anxiety. Like,
it was like weird. It's just like, again, see, I almost started turtling emotionally. I go, Nova, listen to this shit. I told him, and I'm working Bradshaw tonight, and Nova went, he started cracking up. It's like, no, it's not funny. He's going to fucking kill me. Bradshaw's going to kill me. And we'll see what happens. We're hanging out, and Bradshaw shows up. And it was like a scene out of Jaws. I'm standing there in this circle of people talking. And Bradshaw's arriving to the building. He's walking by me. And you might as well just play the Jaws theme like doom 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 doom. It felt like Jaws, like, and his fucking cowboy hat was the dorsal fin going past my fucking head. You know, it's just Jesus Christ. And that was like probably the most tense thing because I'm standing there. I'm just like this. You know, waiting for another shot. Time goes by, and Triple H comes up to me and goes, "You seem a little nervous." Well, yeah. Well, I'm working with fucking Bradshaw tonight, and I was told coming out here I wasn't. You know, we already see what he did to me. He's like, and Triple H goes, "Well, if he does it again, he'll be fired. You got my word." I was like, I respect that. And I was like, and he goes off, and he comes back a couple of minutes later, and they bring me into Vince's office. "Oh, Meanie, how you doing?" And he walks me in, you know, Vince is eating his big fucking steak, you know.
right.
And he's got a monitor right here. He's watching the early promos for Hogan Knows Best. You know, he's like watching a program. I'm standing right here, and he goes, "I'll be with you 1 minute. Go have a seat." You know, I go have a seat on one of Vince's couches. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm going to get beat up. So, Vince comes in. Triple H is there. Johnny Ace is there. I was like, look, I explained the whole thing. Because I explained it to Johnny. You know, I'd be at the One Night Stand pay-per-view in the girl position. But I didn't get a chance to talk to Vince. I was like, look, Vince, this is what happened, you know. You know, this had happened when I was here and back in, you know, 08, yeah, I think. 98, sorry. Confusing my decades to brain damage. 98, you know, this is what happened from 98 to 2000. You know, and I was like, you know, I was a fan of the guy. You know, I didn't get in the business for this. You know, if wrestling was a shoot, I wouldn't be in it, you know. And he goes, and I also, you know, took it as a personal moment to thank him for initially giving me an opportunity in the business. I was like, look, everything aside with JBL, you know, back in 98 to 2000, you allowed me an opportunity to give my grandma the best last 2 years of her life. And I owe you at least that debt of gratitude, you know, thank you, you know, wrestling's always been my life. Well, Meanie, that means a lot to me. And so I kind of had like a sappy, you know, after school movie moment with Vince, you know, thanking him for, you know, allowing me to give my grandma a peaceful farewell. So, Meanie, if John does anything, he will be fired, which was what Triple H says. Like, all right, I appreciate that. And we all stood up, we shook hands, and then eventually Bradshaw, JBL, comes up to me and goes, "Want to have a talk?" I said, "Sure." And
first time, he never tried contacting you at all after that?
No.
Okay.
This is the first words we had spoken since he yelled at me in the
right.
real position that I talked about on the internet. And I went, sure. And we walk off to find a place to talk. But, like, from where we were to where we were, it's like, it seemed like we were walking on forever. I was like, looking behind me. And I was like, the further we went, the less wrestling stuff, you know. When you walk into a WWE backstage area, you see signs, you know.
Yeah.
Kayfabe this way, gorilla position away, catering, Vince's office, blah, 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 blah. It's like a cartoon, you know, Albuquerque this way, blah, 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 all these different signs, San Francisco. And we're walking, you know, and shit's fucking disappearing. I'm just like, dude, if I go into this room and there's plastic on the floor, I'm running. I'm not getting whacked like Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. You know? Right. We walk in. This banquet room, office, whatever. JBL locks the door behind him. Mm-hmm. You know, I take a big breath, you know, and turns around and goes, we either can fight or we can make money. It's like, well, as you can see, I didn't want to fight in the first place. And I'm not allergic to making money, so I'll make money. And he's like, look, you know, I don't hate you. I was like, dude, I said, the thing that sucks about this the most, JBL, is I'm a fan of yours. I like your work. I was a fan of you. But between 98 and 99, and, you know, between 99 and 2000, you did this. He's like, well, Meanie, I don't remember any of that. And, you know, I took him at his word. You know, that he didn't, you know, for whatever reason, you know, there's shit people tell me I've done I don't remember. But the Attitude Era, I mean, that was a fast and furious era of wrestling where you're on the road constantly and shit happened. Maybe you did shit you don't remember. I'm sure there's somebody I've been to a dick to in my past, and they probably think Blue Meanie's a fucking asshole, and I didn't realize I did. So he said he didn't remember doing it. And I was willing to, I just said, well, that's what happened. You know, he's like, look, you know, people get, you know, tested and hazed in this business. You know, he's telling me about shit he went through when he went to go into the NFL and shit like that. You know, like people fucked with him going into the NFL, like when he was with the Raiders and stuff like that. And we had like a heart-to-heart talk. He's like, I don't hate you guys. I love the ECW guys. I'm the one who brought in Balls and Axel. I love the Sandman. His entrance at fucking One Night Stand was awesome. I don't hate you guys. I don't hate the ECW guys, but I want, you know, I want to bring you guys in here and you know, to give you guys a chance, you know, to work. I was like, look, well, you know, whatever. I forget exactly what I said after that.
Right.
But we shook hands. It's like, let's make some money off of it. And we went to leave, and we're walking down the hall side by side. He goes, I'm glad you're here. I said, well, thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but thank you. And we went and talked out our match, and we had a match on SmackDown that night where Batista comes in, gives us the Batista bomb, puts me on top 1, 2, 3. Originally, it was supposed to be like a 10-minute match, but anybody knows anything about WWE or the creative, shit gets chopped here and there. You know, when I was in WWF in '98, me and Goldust would be suited and ready at the curtain, about to go, and they're like, "Oh, we have to cut your segment." So, yeah, and at that SmackDown, we practiced the whole coming out in the limo thing.
Right.
We practiced the promo. We practiced the spray paint in the limo. And the funny thing, me, Stevie, and Nova are in fucking Bradshaw's limo. And we're sitting there waiting for the test run. Nova goes, can you believe any of this shit? Here we are in fucking 2005, or 2004, 2005. The BWO is still going and NWO is no more. And we just all had like a fucking, we were like, yeah, that's fucking weird. Huh. The BWO is still going and the NWO is, you know, right, not there, you know. And we had to laugh and we did the practice, and then, when, you know, that night. And the cool thing about the whole thing is, I didn't tell a fucking soul I was doing it. I'm one of those people that loves kayfabe. I believe in. Somebody hears a rumor, they love to run to their Facebook or their blog, and guess what I know? I get off on knowing something nobody knows because I like to watch the crowd react to something. So, like, the only person I told was my mom. That I'm going on a road trip to wrestle. I'll be back in a couple days. But I didn't tell anybody. And, after the tapings, I get back to Philly, and there's a couple messages on my voicemail. Brian, you in the WWE? What the? And everybody's like, what the fuck? And, some people didn't even know I went till, it aired. And, we had the match. Like I said, we were supposed to have, 8 to 10. It got cut down to, 5, something like that. And we pretty much just went right and straight into the fucking heat and, did the comeback and the pin. And, I got to hit him with the fucking meanie salt. And Stevie Hardway ate him with the fucking chair, which is fucking weird because, Stevie hit him with the chair. I hit the DDT. I climb up to the top, do the fucking moonsault. I cover him. I give him the fucking deep hook, the 1, 2. And he fucking kicks out. I look down. I got fucking blood on me. I'm like, I'm not fucking bleeding. And then it turns out fucking Stevie fucking hard-weighed him. And then, Batista put me on top of him. 1, 2, 3. As we rolled over, I said, thank you. And fucking got out of the ring, went in the back, and he got stitched up, and I got my ankle, taped up, because my ankle was still fucked up from the one-night stand hardcore homecoming weekend. And
right.
They brought me back for, about a month. The BWO, we did a mini feud with the Mexicals.
Did you think they did that just so you wouldn't sue the company?
People say that, and I was thinking, I was real loud. I was like, yeah, I'm going to sue, and I actually did talk to a lawyer. But, when you fucking calm down, you settle down, you go, you know what, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I mean, I might get a couple bucks here and there,
right.
But is it worth it? I hate the fact that, America's so litigious. That's a word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did any of the vets ever contact you and be like, yo, man, like Al Snow or something? Without saying Al Snow, but an example, like a vet, say, oh, you should definitely go after the company.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 or 3.
Didn't Mick say he would go on court with you or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, and a couple other people are like, sue. If you sue, I'll testify for you.
Right.
And they were big, besides the one mentioned, there was a couple of big names that said, you should sue. And I probably could have, I might have won. But I think the way it worked out, I got to go back, have another run, which was already in the plans before the JBL thing. I had to make a couple bucks, got to work a pay-per-view, I got some royalties, I got, back in the WWE fold, I'm in the fucking, I just got the new WWE encyclopedia and shit like that, which I'm sure I probably would. But, I'm back, I went through 5 years of fucking hell between 2000 and 2005, between when I got released. From 2000 to 2005 were the fucking dark years of my life, where I really could have easily just fucking said fuck it and checked out and became one of those, wrestling fatalities. They could have gave me the 10-belt salute, and I would have been a footnote. But I said fuck it. I'll go back. I was already looking to get back in the fucking swing of things, and I got back in the fucking swing of things, and I got some work out of it, and I got some, and here I am in fucking 2013, still doing indies and doing stuff here and there, doing some acting, doing some movies.
I'm gonna ask you about a lot of stuff with the indies after WWE.
Yeah, indies, movies, and people can shit on me. There's the haters that, oh, you're irrelevant. But you know what? I'm doing what I love to do, and It's what I've wanted to do since I was 6 years old, since I saw Tony Green and Rick Martel lose the tag belts to Fuji and Saito. So,
I hear you.
you know, I'm glad it worked out. And the funny thing is, the closure to the me and JBL thing is we're fucking buddies now. We're Twitter buddies, you know. One day on Twitter, I was, you know, if I get like so many fucking people follow me, I go, oh, let me see who's following me. JBL's following me. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, is that really him? I went to, you know, because, you know, there's so many fucking imposters. And then some fan fucking addressed the elephant in the room, goes, am I seeing anything, or fucking JBL following the Blue Meanie? JBL goes, I love the Meanie. You know, his posts are hilarious. He's a good guy. I was like, hey, John, good to hear from you. Hope all is well. And I truly mean that. You know, we worked our shit out in 05 like men. JBL and the Blue Meanie worked out our shit in 05 like men. And in 2013, we still talk. He's doing great work with his charities, doing the 7 Summits for the kids. He's working with the kids down to Bermuda, getting kids off the streets, giving them activities, giving them a purpose in life. And he's doing great work.